Today, we're diving into a topic that sparks passionate and crucial debates for any poultry keeper, big or small. Who wins the battle for egg production? Is it the hardy, endearing purebred chickens like the popular barred Plymouth Rock, with their unmistakable history and character? Or the modern, efficient F1 hybrid lines such as the Isa Brown, Lohmann Brown, or Highline Brown? If you've ever wondered, what type of chicken best suits my lifestyle and the real conditions in my backyard? Or, how does this genetic choice influence the long-term health and overall behavior of my flock? Or even, if I'm aiming for true self-sufficiency in egg production, which of these two options gets me closer to that goal? Then this video is definitely for you. Get ready, because we're about to uncover the truth behind this important topic, and how all this information can transform your poultry keeping and your vision as a breeder. If this journey into the fascinating world of laying hens inspires you and provides value, don't forget to hit that like button now. And if you haven't already, subscribe so you don't miss a single video packed with secrets and tips we upload to the channel just for you. Let's get started. When we talk about purebred egg-laying chickens, we're referring to strains of hens that have been selected and bred over many generations to maintain stable and predictable genetic characteristics. These birds breed true, meaning that when you cross two individuals of the same purebred line, their offspring will largely inherit the distinctive traits of their parents. It's like having a genetic recipe that's passed down without major variations, ensuring that chicks resemble their parents in appearance, temperament, and, crucially, in their laying pattern. Historically, many of these purebreds were developed by passionate breeders who sought birds with specific qualities, whether it was high egg production, a particular feather color, or good adaptability to certain climates. Classic examples include the Leghorn, famous for its white eggs and high productivity, the Rhode Island Red, known for its brown eggs and hardiness, or the Australorp, an excellent layer also good for meat. These breeds have been the foundation of poultry keeping for centuries, forming the backbone of small farms and family homesteads before the era of commercial hybrids. The beauty of purebreds lies in their genetic stability and their ability to self-reproduce. A breeder can maintain a purebred flock for years, generating their own replacements without constantly needing to buy chicks from external sources. This makes them attractive to the backyard poultry keeper or anyone who values the conservation of traditional poultry genetics, offering a deeper connection to the natural life cycle of the birds and a sustainable way to maintain egg production long-term. In contrast to purebreds, hybrid egg-laying lines are birds created through the careful and meticulous crossing of two or more different purebred or genetic lines, specifically chosen for their distinct characteristics. Unlike purebreds, hybrids don't breed true. That is, if you cross two hybrids with each other, an F1 with another F1, the resulting offspring, an F2, won't have the same characteristics or the same level of production as their parents. This is because the optimal genetic combination that created the hybrid is diluted or broken down in subsequent generations. Creating these hybrid lines is a complex and costly process, undertaken by large commercial poultry genetics companies. These companies invest millions in research and development, selecting and maintaining their own secret purebred parental lines. It's these parental lines that, when crossed in very specific ways, produce the first generation of hybrids, F1, we know on the market, such as the popular Isa Brown, Lohmann Brown, or Highline Brown. The key to their success lies in the perfect combination of genes that results in superior performance compared to any of their parent lines. The primary purpose of hybrids is to maximize a specific trait, usually egg production or growth rate, with amazing efficiency. They are specialized birds for intensive or semi-intensive production, designed to lay a large number of eggs in a concentrated, explosive cycle. This specialization makes them favorites in the commercial poultry industry, where efficiency and profitability per bird are paramount, even if it means the farmer must buy replacement birds in each production cycle. One of the most fundamental distinctions between hybrid lines and purebreds lies in their genetic makeup and the level of variability they exhibit. Purebreds, by nature, are the result of years, sometimes centuries, of selection and breeding within a closed population to fix specific characteristics. This leads to lower genetic variability within the breed. Individuals are very genetically similar to each other, which ensures their offspring are predictable and consistent in their traits. This uniformity is desirable for maintaining the breed standard. In contrast, hybrid production lines are the product of a cross between genetically distinct parental lines. The goal isn't genetic uniformity within the same subsequent generation, but rather the maximization of heterosis in the first generation. Although the individuals resulting from a specific cross are usually very uniform in their performance and characteristics thanks to the predictability of the parental cross, genetically they are highly heterozygous, meaning they possess a great diversity of alleles from their two parents. This difference in genetic variability has crucial implications. For the purebred breeder, less variability makes it easier to predict breeding outcomes and preserve desired traits, allowing for self-reproduction. For the hybrid keeper, high heterozygosity is what drives their superior performance, but at the same time, it makes their offspring, F2, genetically unpredictable and variable if attempted for breeding. In essence, purebreds seek consistency through homogeneity, while hybrids seek performance through an optimal genetic combination in the first generation. When it comes to the number of eggs per cycle, the scale decidedly tips in favor of hybrid production lines. These birds have been genetically programmed to be laying machines, capable of producing an astounding volume of eggs in a concentrated period. It's not uncommon for commercial hybrid hens to exceed 300 to 320 eggs in their first laying cycle, approximately 52 weeks from the start of laying. This intense productivity is their main competitive advantage in the modern poultry industry. On the other hand, purebred egg-laying chickens offer a significantly lower number of eggs per cycle in comparison. Although some purebreds are excellent layers, such as the Plymouth Rock, Australorp, or Rhode Island Red, their production ranges typically fall between 180 and 250 eggs per year. While this figure is more than sufficient for family consumption or small-scale operations, it falls short compared to the performance of an Isa Brown or a Highline Brown. The difference lies in the fact that purebreds maintain a balance between various traits, production, adaptability, longevity, maternal instinct, while hybrids are optimized almost exclusively for egg quantity. This disparity in egg quantity is the decisive factor for large-scale commercial operations, where every egg counts for profitability. For the backyard keeper, however, the difference may not be as critical if the goal isn't maximum production, but rather a consistent supply and the possibility of maintaining a self-sustaining flock. Understanding this numerical gap is fundamental for aligning expectations with the purpose of your poultry keeping. Regarding egg size and quality, both hybrid lines and purebreds can produce excellent quality eggs, but there are some subtle differences and patterns to consider. Commercial hybrid hens are designed to lay standard-sized and very uniform eggs, which is crucial for commercialization and packaging. They usually start laying smaller eggs that quickly increase in size to reach an ideal weight and maintain it consistently throughout their production cycle. Furthermore, shell quality in hybrids is generally very good, as selection focuses on strong shells that resist handling and transport. Purebreds, on the other hand, may show greater variability in their egg size and shape, even within the same breed, although the general trend of the breed will be maintained. For example, a Leghorn will consistently produce large white eggs, while an Orpington will lay medium to large brown eggs. Shell quality can be excellent in many purebreds, but some may be more prone to thin or irregular shells if nutrition isn't optimal, or if the line hasn't been strongly selected for this trait. What's often valued in purebred eggs is the diversity of colors, blues, greens, chocolate, offered by some less common breeds. The time a hen starts laying eggs is a critical factor for productive efficiency, and here, hybrid lines demonstrate a clear advantage. These birds have been genetically selected to reach sexual maturity and start laying at a surprisingly young age. Generally, F1 hybrid hens begin laying their first eggs between 18 and 22 weeks of age. This precocity allows commercial producers to see a return on their investment more quickly, as the birds enter production a short period after hatching and initial growth. On the other hand, purebred egg-laying chickens tend to be a bit slower to reach sexual maturity. The age of onset of laying for a purebred usually ranges between 22 and 26 weeks of age, and in some cases, heavier or dual-purpose breeds may take even longer. This difference, while seemingly not enormous on paper, represents several weeks of feeding and management costs without egg production, which can be significant in a large-scale operation. For the backyard keeper, this difference in the start of laying may be less critical, as maximum economic efficiency is often not the primary goal. However, it's a factor to consider when planning replacement cycles and the need for fresh eggs. The precocity of hybrids is one of the key characteristics of their genetic design, allowing them to offer an intense and concentrated production cycle. Regarding laying persistence, hybrid production lines are designed to be champions. Their production peak is very high, and they maintain it consistently for a concentrated period, generally around 15 to 18 months. After this intense first cycle, their production begins to decline more sharply. although some may remain profitable for a shorter second cycle if conditions allow. Their genetics drive them to give their all in that first productive year. Purebred egg-laying chickens, conversely, tend to have a different laying persistence. While their initial production peak is lower than that of hybrids, many purebreds can maintain a moderately good laying rate for a longer period, often for 2 or 3 years, after which they experience a gradual decline. Their production curve is flatter and more extended over time, making them suitable for breeders seeking consistent production without the need for aggressive annual replacement. For the commercial producer, the concentrated and high production curve of hybrids is ideal, as it allows for a constant flow of eggs and efficient replacement planning. For the backyard keeper or the natural poultry enthusiast, the lower intensity but longer productive life of purebreds can be more convenient, as it means fewer birds to replace as frequently and more stable production over several years. The choice will depend on the production model and the expected lifespan of the layers. Feed efficiency is a crucial economic factor in egg production, and in this metric, hybrid production lines are the clear winners. These birds have been genetically selected for optimal feed conversion into eggs. This means they need a relatively smaller amount of feed to produce a dozen eggs or a flat of 30 eggs compared to purebreds. Their metabolism is finely tuned for intensive production, minimizing energy waste on other functions. This superior efficiency directly translates to lower feed costs per egg produced for the commercial poultry keeper. Since feed represents the largest portion, often over 60% of operating costs on a laying hen farm, this advantage of hybrids is fundamental for large-scale profitability. Major genetic companies have dedicated decades to refining this efficiency, ensuring that hybrids not only lay more eggs but do so while consuming the least possible amount of feed. On the other hand, purebred egg-laying chickens, while efficient in their own way, generally require a greater quantity of feed per egg produced. Their metabolisms aren't as specialized for maximum feed-to-egg conversion, as they often balance production with other traits like adaptability, hardiness, or meat potential. For the backyard keeper, this difference may not be a limiting factor, especially if the birds have access to foraging. However, in a context where feed cost is critical, the superior feed efficiency of hybrids is an undeniable advantage. Generally, hybrid production lines are raised in high biosecurity environments and, due to their high productivity, can be more susceptible to certain common backyard diseases if not provided with ideal management, nutrition, and an ideal environment. Their intense laying rate can stress their immune system. However, they have also been selected to resist some of the most prevalent and devastating diseases in commercial poultry, such as Marex or Gumboro, often through specific vaccination programs from birth. On the other hand, many purebred egg-laying chickens are recognized for their hardiness and a generalized resistance to common diseases in low biosecurity or backyard settings. Due to their greater genetic variability and not being under the same intense production stress, their immune systems can be more robust against a wider range of environmental pathogens. These are birds that have historically thrived in less controlled conditions, which has favored the natural selection for greater innate resistance to everyday health challenges. Adaptability to different environments is where the differences between hybrids and purebreds become very evident. Hybrid production lines are optimized for confinement or semi-confinement systems, where environmental conditions, temperature, light, humidity, and nutritional factors are highly controlled and constant. In these environments, where external stressors are minimized and a precisely balanced diet is provided, hybrids reach their maximum production potential. However, their performance can be seriously compromised in extensive pasturing systems or extreme climates, as they haven't been selected for active foraging or resisting wide temperature variations. Conversely, many purebred egg-laying chickens excel in more extensive systems like pasturing or backyard settings. These birds have retained the ability to forage effectively, supplementing their diet with insects, grasses, and seeds found in the field. They are intrinsically more resistant to climatic fluctuations, better tolerating moderate cold or heat, and their more active behavior makes them more suitable for outdoor living. Their adaptability to less controlled conditions and their reduced reliance on a strictly formulated diet make them the preferred choice for those seeking a more natural or small-scale production model. A hen's temperament is an important factor, both for their well-being and for ease of management by the keeper, and in this aspect, hybrids and purebreds can show notable differences. Hybrid production lines are usually selected for a docile and calm temperament, especially in a commercial farm setting. They are less prone to aggression or extreme nervousness, which facilitates their management in large groups and reduces stress in intensive operations. They tend to be less active and more focused on feed intake and egg laying, which contributes to their productive efficiency. In contrast, the temperament of purebred egg-laying chickens can vary considerably between specific breeds and lines. Some, like the Leghorn, can be quite active, alert, and a bit flighty, while others, like the Orpington or the Plymouth Rock, are known for their calm and friendly nature, making them popular as pets or for family farms. This diversity of temperaments in purebreds offers the keeper the possibility of choosing a breed that better suits their personal preferences and the level of interaction they desire with their birds. Replacement cost is an important economic consideration that varies significantly between both types of birds. For hybrid production lines, replacement cost is typically a recurring and unavoidable expense. Since they don't breed true and their production declines rapidly after one cycle, commercial producers and many hobbyists must purchase new day-old F1 chicks or young birds every 15 to 18 months. This initial cost per bird may be relatively low individually, but it accumulates when considering the need to replace a large number of birds in each cycle, plus shipping and brooding costs for the chicks. On the other hand, the replacement cost for purebred egg-laying chickens can be potentially lower in the long term, especially if the keeper opts for self-reproduction. By being able to hatch their own chicks from their existing stock, and if they have broody hens, the main cost becomes feeding the breeders and chicks, electricity for incubators if used, and labor time. This eliminates the need for frequent external purchases and reduces reliance on suppliers. While the initial cost of acquiring good purebred breeding stock can be higher, this is amortized over time by being able to generate your own replacement generations. The broodiness instinct, meaning a hen's natural tendency to incubate her own eggs and raise her chicks, is a biological trait that differs markedly between the two types of birds. In purebred egg-laying chickens, this instinct is much more present and is valued by many backyard keepers. Breeds like the Cochin, Orpington, or even some lines of Plymouth Rock are excellent mothers. This ability allows for the natural self-reproduction of the flock, reducing the need for artificial incubators or buying chicks, which contributes to self-sufficiency and a more natural life cycle on the farm. In contrast, in hybrid production lines, the broodiness instinct has been almost completely eliminated through genetic selection. This is because, from a commercial perspective, a broody hen stops laying eggs for weeks, the incubation period in chick rearing, which represents a loss of production and, therefore, an economic loss. Large genetic companies have prioritized maximum continuous egg production over natural reproductive capability, resulting in birds that rarely go broody. For the commercial producer, the absence of broodiness is an advantage, as it ensures uninterrupted production. For the backyard keeper, or the natural poultry enthusiast, the presence of broodiness in purebreds is a big benefit. It allows for enjoying the process of raising chicks, simplifies the replacement of older birds, and strengthens the connection with the bird's natural behavior, offering a more rewarding experience beyond mere egg production. The battle between hybrids and purebreds has no universal winner. The victor depends entirely on the specific goals of the poultry keeper. For those whose aim is large-scale commercial production, where profitability is measured in millions of eggs or tons of meat, hybrid lines are the undisputed choice. Their efficiency, high concentrated production, and uniformity are key factors for success in a competitive market, where every cent counts and standardization is essential for mass distribution. On the other hand, for the backyard keeper or those focused on breed conservation or artisanal production, purebreds are often the superior option. Here, goals might include self-sufficiency, being able to raise your own replacements, genetic diversity, resistance to local conditions, interaction with birds of specific temperaments, the beauty of particular plumage, or simply the enjoyment of having a self-sustaining flock that's an integral part of the family farm ecosystem. Egg production is still important, but it's not the sole or primary driver. In essence, the question isn't who is better, but rather who is better for my purpose. A backyard keeper who values diverse egg colors and their hen's ability to hatch their own chicks won't be looking for a hybrid that lays 320 eggs a year, but rather a purebred that adapts well to their system and provides personal satisfaction beyond mere quantity. Aligning your birds with your goals as a keeper is the key to success. Now the battle is in your hands. Which type of chicken resonates more with you and what you're looking for? We want to hear your voice, your experience, your questions. Your interaction drives this community and provides ideas for future videos. If this journey into the world of laying hens has fascinated you, if you've learned something new, or if this content has served as a guide, we ask for a very special favor. Give us a like! Every thumbs up is a huge boost, helping this knowledge reach more passionate poultry keepers like you. Plus, I invite you to subscribe if you're not already part of this wonderful community, so you don't miss future videos packed with valuable insights for your flock. If you did the hardest part and subscribed, it costs you nothing to also hit that notification bell. That way, you'll be the first to know about every new publication, and most importantly, leave us a comment. Tell us, what chickens do you have in your backyard? Are you more into hybrids or purebreds? What other topics would you like us to explore? Your opinion is very important for creating unique new videos. To your success, fellow keeper. Until next time.